JD Vance. Well, I'm joined by Erol Morkoç, who's a former Republican advisor, Trump supporter and US spokesperson for Republicans overseas. Thanks for being with us. Why is JD Vance in Greenland today? Because the US already has very significant interests, a deal on minerals. It has a military base there. Why is he there?
I think he's there primarily to bring President Trump's vision of incorporating Greenland into the greater U.S. Conglomerate in some ways. His wife had been going for what was going to be a much more benign trip to a dog sled race, and then he eventually decided to tack onto that. It looked like that there was going to be some local pushback, so they decided to go to the Arctic northernmost point where we have our Space Force base, to eliminate any sort of irregularities in diplomacy. But he's there to definitely deliver a message that President Trump and the U.S. government is once again, for the fourth or fifth time historically, if you go back in time, Truman, for example, offered $100 million of gold in the oil rights of Alaska to Denmark for Greenland. So it's not a new concept, even though Donald Trump maybe wants us to think it's his idea. It's been a long-term American ideology, and J.D. Vance, as the vice president, is there to at least put a foot forward. A lot of this is Trump's kind of style. He puts that wild pronouncement out there. And yes, probably Greenlanders don't want to become American citizens, but they certainly would enjoy economic collaboration. And when you look at the history of the Danish colonial kingdom of Denmark, I guess you can call it, you can see that they maybe have abrogated some of the responsibilities or don't have the capacity to bring Greenland into the 21st century. It's a very small population, about 55,000 people. There's a lot of the value the United States can bring. And what J.D. Vance is there ultimately to do is to listen to what the Greenlandic people want. What is the things that they need in this deal? What kind of security guarantees do they want? And obviously, I think this is going towards something called the Compact of Free Association, which is what we have with the Marshall Islands and some other various places. So we're not looking to go to Greenland and take over the government or become involved in the domestic workings of Greenland. We're simply focused on the incredible natural resources there that are a bastion for the Western Alliance. And we're talking about things like cryolite, which were critical in defeating the Nazis for aluminium in airplanes. And now we have rare earth minerals. You have, the Russian Empire or Russian Federation sailing around there quite a bit. It's a bit out of China's realm of influence, but something that they're interested in. And I think Donald Trump is ready to kind of make it a more official agreement. And it's going to be a slow process and a respectful process.
Donald Trump, I think in the last few minutes speaking about this, has said the US needs Greenland for world peace. If they're wanting to listen to the residents there and the Greenlanders, the opinion polls suggest that they don't want a change in their status, certainly not to be taken over in any way by the US. So when you say that there could be a shift, what do you mean? If the US is not thinking of any military or forceful change, what exactly is the US proposing?
Well, I think it's gonna be a soft power campaign. I certainly think everybody is in business. Everybody's no till they're yes. That's the old adage, and Donald Trump's a businessman. So I don't think anybody, when they're polled, hey, do you want to become part of America? No, I kind of don't. But once the proposals are put forth, once we show the people of Greenland, we're willing to, for example, subsidize you much greater than the Danish are. There's about 55,000 Greenlanders. You could give everybody $100,000, $5.5 billion a year. And this is a larger acquisition than the Louisiana Purchase. It would be the largest acquisition in any U.S. Of any U.S. president. So I think the question is, what do the Greenlanders want? What kind of benefits can we offer them? What are they lacking? And how can we listen to and hear them? Because we're not going to invade Greenland. We already have our bases there. Effectively, we have a great foothold there since the end of World War II, since we took Greenland from Denmark temporarily to stop the Nazis and then gave it back to Greenland. So we've been a very good ally, a very good friend. And I think now it's coming to a point where we're looking for commiseration. I think there's a lot we can offer in terms of security that's going to be the final straw.
Okay, Erol Morkoç, thank you very much indeed for outlining the Trump and the Republican position at the moment on this. Well, I'm joined now by Tom